Hi, I'm doing a weathering video for you. This is my second try at doing the introduction because last time I had this camera over here and was shooting directly into all the Parapod movie storyboards. You nearly got it, you nearly got it. Right, we're going to do some weathering. What we're going to weather, because we all love a bit of weathering, don't we? I think we do. We're going to weather, surprisingly, this guy. Now, I say weathering, it's repairing in many ways. You'll probably be able to see there quite how rough all that is. You might also see there's a little bit of distressing around the nose, which I think by the time you see this, I'll have explained to you anyway. That is good gold. But let's see if I can enhance it. Okay, let's go through what we're using. We have this. This is for putting paint in. We have this. This is for making the paint wet. We are going to go with traditional weathering paint, from my experience. Black, burnt umber, burnt sienna. We'll do these while we're at it. These are his neck joints. Relatively posh pens for detailing. Crappy old pens. They're not pens. Relatively posh paintbrushes for detailing. Crappy old paintbrushes. Oh my goodness. As if it's not idiotic enough that I'm making a C3PO. It's good to have crappy old paintbrushes, things that you don't mind binning afterwards, especially with weathering, because you're going to just knock it about. Shall we? Okay, precarious doesn't even begin to cover where the camera is right now. But, whoops, paintbrush on the floor. So, if we can get an hilarious outtake, then maybe this camera's going to pay for itself when you've been framed. Right, we start dark. We don't need too much. That's black and burnt umber, which I've already got on my thumb. However, that has reminded me I don't have one of the most important things here. Bear with me. Kitchen roll. Most important part of it after the paint. Slap on thick, wipe off fast. I just need to concentrate for a minute, so I'm going to be quiet. Do a quick test. Hopefully those movie storyboards are blurred enough in the background. I mean, I don't even know how much you can see. Can you see it at all? These are the crappy paint brushes. Or pens, as some people call them. Okay, now that's drying quite quickly now. So you've got to get it off smartish. You let it dry a little bit, otherwise you're just wiping the whole thing off. Let's continue in that vein. I started quite tentative here. I think it's because it's been quite a while since I've done any weathering. And I think that confidence is a huge part of it. Oh, C3PO, you're a mucky pup. I was just noticing that they're a bit wet inside. And that doesn't matter, look at that. So you can get a drip out. This sounds very porny, doesn't it now? And there's nothing better than something doing it naturally itself. Ooh. Do you know what? That's another thing for this weathering masterclass, and it is a masterclass. Often what you're trying to do is make it do it itself. So, like when I said, oh, you slap it on thick and wipe it off fast. That's because that'll make it look real. So, if we look here at his head cock, that looks really unnatural. But we make it natural by whacking on the dirt and then taking the dirt off, as would happen in real. So for the most part, you're looking for crevices. I mean, what? This is just porn. Again, can I apologise for the lighting of this video? I've done everything I can, but lighting is not my strong point, as you will find out in the Parapod film. Pube. Okay, extra special attention to this bit because it's the false bit. This here has been built because there was a break in it. Although what we don't want is for it to just look like there's a hole there anyway, which is what's currently happening. Here comes the wipe off. Okay, what we're learning here is this version of C3PO has particularly been in the wars. So just to show you here, we're going to just flick some bits. Being very careful not to make him look like he's got eyeliner on or something. And then just wipe off. I've now got every sympathy in the world for the people that make Star Wars, because of the well-documented reflective issues of C3PO. I appreciate you perhaps can't see what I'm doing, but I assure you it's brilliant. This is one of the flawed bits. There's another flawed bit there. I don't know if it's picking up on the camera, but these require a bit more detail. So I'm going to leave that like that for a tiny while. Do you know what? I'm going to do some other ones while I'm here. Well, that's done nothing. Now just think for a moment, how am I doing this shot? That's the burnt umber that's giving it a real oil look. It's an interesting debate about what's weathering and what's just genuinely making it filthy. Because I'd argue that I might be at the stage here of just mucking it up, cleaning it up. Need to be very careful here about how much blackness we want to put. We don't want Richard Herring doing a show about it, do we not? I'm relatively happy with that. Go on, get gone. You don't have to watch this. Just more of the same. Oh God. The weathering was done by Ian. In fact, all of the modelling was. Well, I didn't do the original molds, but I've got to go. Bye.